everyone, it's Deb from Deb Web Art here, reporting from a very chilly Melbourne. So today I wanted to chat to you about these new Gansai Tambi granulating colours. They come in this gorgeous little box, and they come with 5 colours and one little pan like that with an extra little pan here. And what's different about them is that they pull apart. So this is the first colour, and you can see the different colours that come from them. So I just literally added water, and the different colours that come from them is actually quite fascinating. So what I wanted to do was experiment with them today and show you what's happening and how they work. And I'm going to work on this rough Fabriano Artistico pad. It's I don't normally work on rough, and so I just thought, well, they were going on special at the time, and I just thought, well, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. And I'm so glad I did, because they really do open up that sort of granulation look with any watercolors, but I'm going to try them now with these granulating watercolors. So we're just going to see how they work. I have been playing with them already, and I noticed that when you add too many layers, it kind of takes away that granulation look. So I think you have to get that, it's a bit of a happy medium that you have to hit in order to allow the colors to separate and to let them be in that sort of lovely, yummy look. So I think the trick is to not overwork it, I think. So let's see what happens with this. Okay, so I have it all set out, and I've taped the paper down. I've got my paints here, and I've got the colours there just to let me see what I'm doing. And just some water up here, and some paper towels with a few other brushes. The main brush that I'm using is a Neef mop brush that I absolutely love. Okay, so I'm going to just paint across, and we're going to see how that goes. So I think I'm going to start this one. So this is still obviously quite wet. So I think what I'm going to do is just mend some of it. You know, where it doesn't quite come together. Mend it in a different way. In other words, in more of a mark making way. let's leave that and let's just see how it dries, and we'll come back to it. Can you see what's happening? It's like it's separating here. I'm not doing anything to inflict water on, so you can see the spots. And then you can see separation, and you can see other colours coming through. So that's the magic in this. So at the moment, I think it's very much, for me anyway, it's very much of an experimentation, trying to work out the best way to use these. But I think really, you know, my art practice is very much about experimentation. So I think this is just perfect for me. I think this little one that I did earlier is, you know, it's just a scrap little one that I wanted to see what it would look like with petals. And I feel like maybe I overwork things, but that's just an opinion. And, you know, I really like experimenting, and it teaches you things, doesn't it? There's no such thing as failure. It's all just learning. And for me, that's really important. So for me, I've been learning to just leave the paints alone, stop fiddling, and then let it be. But also I feel like these paints, they definitely need quite a bit of water to see the activation take place, and to just stop. Don't touch. Whereas I tend to fiddle and try and fix it and, you know, make it look pretty. So I'm actually gonna resist the urge, and then we'll come back and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wet some parts and then dab them with this, because that seems to be something that brings out other colors. I know it's hard. for you to see, but can you see there's orange there? There's orange, there's green, there's a brown. It's a very interesting mix of colours. And in this one, it's got some beautiful reds. This one is actually the red Aurora. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm not going to do too much wiping because that seems to take away the other colour, you know. So this one, if I wiped, it would take away the orange. The first one here, now let me tell you the order as we go. This first one is the orange Aurora. The second one here is the red. Okay, you can see the colours coming through. The third one I went back to the orange. So let's just give it a bit of variety going on. Gonna do that to make it a little bit brighter there. And then the third one is violet. This one, sorry, is violet. So you can also create, I'm just creating like blobs just to see, I basically want to see the colours coming through. That's really what I'm doing. The fourth one here is Aurora Blue. So that comes out with some very interesting colours though, because it almost looks, can you see how it almost looks orange when you use this one? It's a very interesting mix. But if you blob it, it'll take away the orange. But it'll highlight that bluey colour that's underneath. Then I did a small row of pink, the Aurora Pink. Let's see. There might be a little bit of mixing happening in here, and that's absolutely perfect. And then the bottom I did some more red. It's lovely red colour. It's really, and can you also see how amazing it looks on rough paper, because the roughness sort of brings the texture out. So this is a really weird looking thing, and so I'm quite unsure as to what I'm going to do next. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to come and look at it and I'll know what to do. I do that often with artworks. It's quite refreshing. You go to bed and you wake up and you somehow just know what to do with it. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Right, so after much deliberation, I decided that I'm going to just paint a silhouette of a tree on here, because the actual patterns in the background they're quite interesting and fun, and I just felt that if I if I covered them up with pattern work, you would be noticing the pattern more than you would be noticing the abstract design. So for the purpose of this, I decided I'm going to just do just a black tree. Let's see how it goes.